Hey yo, what up? It's Jacob Powers. Welcome to Peace of Mind. Here for the GOAT Squad to spread love and awareness as usual. And today's message is why I don't blame corporate America and the government for the crises and issues we have. Now, I do give them responsibility for the things they have done. This is true. We have to make them take responsibility. But the reason we're in the situations that we're in is because we let them play on our weaknesses. We thought that there was no way out. We were made to think that there's no other way but to simply listen to these rules and these laws and these higher forces, these people up more accomplished and more powerful than most here are, meaning lower tiers of society. And if you don't understand that, well then I got a lot to break down. There's nothing being done to you that you aren't condoning to, unless you're being forced, of course. And what do I mean by this? You don't have to go to school. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to buy from the store. You don't have to go to the doctors. But you think you do. These companies have put you in situations where you believe you need these things because it's all part of a cycle. Now, the agendas behind these things are purely speculation, and I'm not here to share conspiracy theories. I'm here to share facts. I'm here to share observable information. I'm here to share undeniable things. So you can't take away from the truth, but you can go ahead and not believe it if you want. Now moving forward, what do I mean by cycle? You know, how are we caught in a cycle? Everything's linked together, and I'll show you. It all starts with the food, really. The thought that you have to go buy food from outside sources gives the responsibility to someone else to take control of your food. And the people taking control of your food are companies and businesses. And the goals of businesses and companies are to make profit. You know, this is known. This is no secret. People start companies to make profit. Some people start companies to make profit and spread love and awareness or a message or whatever it may be. But the large corporations, their only goal is profit. So that is why the food is messed up, and why these people are talking about GMO and organic and non-organic so much these days is because we've given the responsibility to the companies to supply our food. They have chose the cheapest options, right? And I don't blame them for these things. They've chosen the fastest ways to grow, the cheapest ways to grow, the most profitable ways, because that's what these companies do. I don't blame them. We should have known. We fucking know that the point of these companies was to make profit. Now, I do give them responsibility for affecting our health. Whether or not they knew at the beginning when they started spraying or whatever kind of treatment it may be that it was going to affect people, they now know, okay? Or they had known shortly after they started, if not from the very beginning. So I do give them responsibility for harming us, but it's not like it's anything that we couldn't have avoided. You know what I'm saying? We chose to buy those foods, and that's why I don't blame these companies. Like, it's your responsibility to take care of yourself. Where you choose to get the things you need sourced from is up to you. And that's why these companies are not to blame. We have simply let them control us, essentially. And if you don't agree with me, well, then we have a large gap, and that's all right. Large gap in thinking. Now, how is this a cycle? You eat the food out of laziness or spite or tradition, whatever it may be. There's many reasons of why this cycle is so well built, if you would. And I say well built because it's hard to get out of this cycle. And you eat the food from the stores that is corrupt, and then it corrupts your body. This is why we have rising cancer rates, rising diabetes rates, rising cardiac problems, rising, like every single disease. Like there are some things going down, but most diseases going up. If you look at statistics of how many people used to have cancer and Down syndrome specifically, the numbers 50 years ago are unbelievable. And I'm not here to share statistics, I'm here to share facts. So if you want to go look into this, you can. This is true, and it's observable. Even in your own families, I'm sure you've noticed it. If you look at lineage and break things apart, you can look who died from what, god damn it. And the problems back then were different, because there was other corruption. But moving on to how this is a cycle. You eat the food, and then this gives you problems with your health. Evidently, what you eat affects your health. We all know this. That's why we say eat healthy. And to people that think that cancer just runs in their family, yeah, cancer probably does run in your family, but your genes are a result of how you alter them yourself. You might have something running in your family because of what your family has been eating for years. The habits your family has been doing for years. Of course it would appear that it's stuck in your genes because you've been sticking it in your genes. And this is something people are realizing now, and it's something fairly new in my opinion. May have been suppressed or whatever it is. See, the agenda doesn't matter. I'm just here to share facts. That's what's nice. I'm not here to share conspiracies. I'm not here to share studies. You can look those up your fucking self. Moving on. So your body is affected by these things that you eat, and then your body gets messed up and it's sick. And this is what you're eating, I would call your diet, and your diet can consist of many other things like your water and your air. Those are other parts of your diet, and those are also polluted, and we will get more into that. And that's why your body gets sick. And once it gets sick, what do? You go to the doctors. And who would the doctors work with? The doctors work with the same companies that affect your health. All the big global corporations are owned by the same people, and I'm not here to name those fucking people. I've done this research. I'm doing this to spark your fucking thought, because this is truth. It will shine through. If you truly are aware, you will resonate. And so you look into these things and you'll find that everything is polluted, and you go to the doctors, and the doctors don't directly work with the farmers, okay? That's not what I'm saying. Okay? The top people, the globalists, the same people that own the oil, own the Monsanto people, all the sprayers, things like that. It's all the same company, the same top few people. The Supreme, I would call them something similar, but they ain't shit on us. That's what's important to know. And that's why I don't blame them, is because we are the power. We have put these people in power. We have chosen to continue to support these products, buy these products, and not stand up for what is right. But it is time to stand up for what is right, because this is our goddamn planet and we're all fucking sharing it. There is no fucking supreme like that. Kings, queens, presidents, these are all just different labels for the same fucking shit. We're still in the exact same mindset with just prettier buildings and flashy shit. This is evident. I mean, we had kings how long ago, and we still have kings today. But over here in the United States, we don't call our king anything like a king. We call it a president. This is just a different label, folks. This is a top ruler, a singular ruler. Okay, this allows us to put the blame on one person or one entity like the government. And that's a fallout. We are the blame. We are the people. We are the power. And it's time to move forward. And continuing on with my statements, I believe I was talking about eating, and you eat and you get sick, and then now you're stuck in a system where you're having to pay money to another corporation to help you get better from pills. Okay? Where do pills come from? Pills came from the same people who spray and mine oil. And this is evident because pills are made of oil, and you can look at the sponsors between all of these companies, okay? And I'm not here to share those companies. It is your responsibility to look into these things. I am sharing the truth, okay? That's very important to know. You can listen to people all day, but you need to leave this planet, and you need to be on this planet with your own testimony, with your own information, so that you can solidly stand on it and share with others without breaking down, because people will call you liars when you share stuff like this. I've experienced it. I've been sharing this information for years and things similar, and people get very angry or frustrated and do not understand. Now, if you are someone who doesn't have facts to back this up, you will almost not be able to make someone who's logical understand. So it's very important to know yourself, but it's nice for someone to come along like me and share the truth so that you know what's going on. Now, moving forward, you buy these pills that are made of oil to help your body come back to normal, but if you notice, all these pills have side effects. So now you're caught in another fucking loop. You took this pill for whatever it may be, and now you have another issue. And many people seek another pill for this issue, and you've seen this. I know you have, and I'll explain it. In your freaking grandparents' cabinet, they have fucking 50 pills. It started with like 2. Whenever it was, whenever they got sick that one time. And then from there, it just fucking went downhill. And you wonder why it went downhill. It's because of what they're breathing in the goddamn air. It's what they're eating. And it's the medicine they're taking. And that's all part of the same loop. That's all part of your environment. Moving forward, after you take these pills, you may return to health. But then you are once again distracted and moved into another corporation. You are once again working for another corporation, literally. Most of you guys work for corporations. You have a job that works for a big corp. One of the most popular ones, biggest ones here in Utah, I believe, for computers is Radiant Corp. But like I said, I'm not here to share specifics and stuff like that. I'm just here to share the truth. Oh, I lost my train of thought. So you go and you work for a job, and then all that money goes to paying for your health. But in the meantime, you spend your money on things that are cheap. And it's just sad, because we almost don't make enough money in these corporations to support ourselves in a healthy lifestyle with the way everything's set up. You know how expensive it is to eat healthy. It's almost a sacrifice unless you're growing your own food. It's really a large trade-off because of the way things have been set up. It's very hard to access healthy foods. And if you look at other countries that are big into farming or more along coastal, tropical areas, you'll notice that they have lots of fruit and they're able to just pick them off the trees in the street. Like, I'm sure some homeless people in Jamaica are just eating fruit, you know what I'm saying? Or, you get the idea. And so this is a big problem. We just don't have enough agriculture going on anymore. It's all been corporatized. No one's growing their gardens. And if you look back in time to when health was a little bit better after, I don't want to say the wrong one, but World War I or World War II, there was actually propaganda to start growing your own garden, which is very nice. That's the way it was. That's the way your grandparents probably did everything, you know what I'm saying? Or at least they knew how, goddammit. Or your great-grandparents, shit. We're so far along, we're moving generations up again. But, yeah, after you maintain your health, you're still stuck in a job working for a corporation. So you're still associated with these corporations. And while you're there, you might get sick at work, While you're there, you might get depressed. You know how many people get depressed from working their jobs? Many people are not meant to work jobs. They don't feel comfortable. And you've noticed these things. You have friends who fucking, you might call losers because they don't want to go work a job. Go fuck yourself. Now, I think you should work. I think everybody should work, you know. You should just sit around lazy all day. But unless you're meditating all day, that's dope. But yeah, man. People working jobs, they may not like their life. The people not working jobs, they may love their life a lot more. And your time here is so little that I feel the experience of love and happiness is way beyond that of absorption of material things and going to work for somebody else's dream, which is a key point for me, is you're supporting these corporations' dreams. And we're talking about why I don't blame them in this video for the things they've done, because, man, they're aimed towards profit. What did you expect? We're the people, we're the power. We put people in power. If we decided one day to be like, fuck all this, and we all gather in the park or whatever it is, we could fuck shit up. Get it? You know, like, we could be like, imagine if we all gathered together, man. We could all just go to Walmart and grab anything we need. If we all gathered together, we could all start one giant farm. If we all got together, we could all share our ideas and solve problems. If we all got together, we would be happy and we would be one and we'd all be on the same page. And that's another part of the system, is that we're all separated. We're all in our homes, we all have different churches, we all have different jobs, we all have different thoughts, we all have blah 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 blah. Imagine if we were all on the same fucking page, and the reason why we're not is partly because of these corporations that we put in power. It's our fault. Now, I give them responsibility for the harm they've done, but I don't blame them for being in power. We're the ones who did that. You vote with your dollar. And that I heard that from Shane Benatar, by the way. Shane Benatar is pretty badass. His page is Connecting Consciousness on Instagram. Oh, it's a fucking banger. Can get you started on a lot of things for sure, a lot of thought processes. And then we're gonna keep moving into the corporations. Oh yeah, sorry guys, to backtrack. Hopefully I don't get confusing. We're gonna be talking about food again. Not only is the food industry fucked up with vegetables and fruits, which is what I was focusing on because I'm so used to just thinking about those things, but the meat is messed up as well. The meat is homogenized, the meat is treated, the meat is pumped. You know these things, you've seen all the documentaries. How much longer are you just gonna turn the blind eye to these things? How much longer are you gonna put this in your body, knowing what happened, knowing the negatives, but still pushing it away, compared to all the pros? Compare the pros and cons, people that are so logical, and you'll see that we shouldn't be supporting these things, and the obvious option is to go vegan or vegetarian, and the even better option is to grow your own shit. And when everybody in America was a farmer, basically, I don't know what time that was, probably 1800s or some shit, everyone was healthier, man. This thought that they didn't have medicine back then is fucking naive. They had a different type of medicine, and that's called natural treatments. They'd get plants from around and make teas, or they'd make rubs, and this is called holistic treatments. And there's this title around shamans that they're voodoo, and they may be voodoo and things like this, but these people in villages, in remote areas, are living to ripe ages, very full lives with natural treatments. It's observable, it's seen, it's known, but we don't look outside these doctor things because of the corporations we've put in front of us and supported. Now, how else is your body getting messed up from these corporations? How else are you supporting them when maybe you shouldn't be? And another thing is our air. Our air is very polluted in very many different ways. And guys, I'm gonna say a word in a couple minutes or a couple seconds, and I need you to, when you hear this word, not attach any previous thoughts you had to it. Okay, just hear me out. Just hear the word, okay? Don't attach it and shut it down. I need you to listen. Our air is very polluted from things like cars and factory farming and stuff like that. Now, cars are one of the smallest contributors to CO2 pollution, and factory farming is one of the biggest contributors to factory farming. Both those things are ran by corporations, very similar corporations sponsoring each other. You can look it up. Now, how else is our air polluted though? Guys, there is stuff being sprayed in our sky, and this stuff you could call chemtrails. Why are they called chemtrails? Because they're chemicals put in the air to alter the weather, okay? To alter the weather, hear me out, to alter the weather through chemicals, and chemicals like metals. Metals heat up the air. Some metals can even cool down the air. Some chemicals can do other things, and you can look in the sky and see these things, damn it. Okay, stop being naive. And want to know something else? Is you can go to the government's website. Go to US fucking gov, okay, and type in chemtrails. This isn't hidden. This is public knowledge. People are using it even now. Even in, I don't believe this was fear mongering. They were talking about how you can pay to have what you want specifically sprayed. And somebody in California, some rich guy, I can't remember who it is, damn it, and that's okay because I'm not here for specifics, just truth, is buying his own planes and chems, and like chartering his own flights to spray for his own experiments on the public. Did you guys know that? No, you weren't told that. You weren't asked if you were going to be okay with that. I don't think we were asked. Maybe we accidentally voted somehow and it was slipped on some bill, but all this was kind of flown under the radar for a very long time. And so when people came up and started shouting out what the problems are and what's really going on, they were labeled as conspiracy theorists. And yeah, it was kind of a conspiracy theory because the truth wasn't exposed for so long. Of course it's going to look as some random fucking fact of some guy in his basement like me that has got a lot of time on his hands to find info. Of course it's going to look like a conspiracy. This shit's been suppressed. Oh, this is new shit. And it's not a lie because it's new shit. It's truth. And so, yeah, the corporations have fucked us up that way. Those corporations are even ran by the government, who are also in associations with the medical field and the oil field and all those other industries that I've brought up. You know, that's why I don't blame them, man. We have sat here, we have not done anything with this information. We've called it conspiracy theory, and what's being affected because of that? Your goddamn health. You're denying yourself of your full potential because you don't want to look into information that has been deemed negative. Do you realize that possibility at least? I hope so. I hope you can see that possibility at the minimum. But moving on after that, the corporations are messed up beyond even more. But we can talk about that in another video. Just wanted to share why I don't blame them. The purpose of these companies when they started up was to be as profitable as they can. So when things like a cheaper option or a faster way to grow things came along, or a more profitable way to distribute healthcare than traditional plant medicine like pills, which is fucking what pills are. They're oils, okay? Oils made in a lab. Just taking a breath and breathing because I'm like, damn, you know. But yeah, I bring this to you guys, and I hope that you start taking steps to be a little bit more self-sustained, or at least a little bit more aware, and possibly more precautious, and know that these companies should take responsibility, and we can force them to take responsibility. We can rise up and show what's going on. We can destroy. We can create. We can. Okay? And we will. I call this setup Babylon, and Babylon can only last for so long. The government's not the problem. We are. That's hard facts. You think the government controls us, we control them. Without us, they have no one to control. This is Jacob Powers. This is my peace of mind. And I do this for the Ghost Squad and to spread love and awareness. Educate and spray.